The current spoiler warning level is Azure.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Azure. Probably. We're talking about Fang of the Sun Dougram, which, yes, is pronounced Dougram, not Dougram. Who knows? Who would have thought? But we don't really spoil the show because we can't, because we haven't seen much of it. I've seen 4 episodes, Dylan's seen none. But there's plenty to still talk about. Please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista in G, and a nice, quiet little week, and also a very loud sound on the video version. Well, you know what? Actually, y'all won't hear that. Okay, well, I've got Poke Clicker running, and it did notification. I turned off the notification.
Oh, okay.
I'm 6
And I'm Dylan.
Well, Dylan, here we are again.
Yeah.
Getting this. Let's see. We'll do this one. That's this one. Okay. And then... Oh. There's no way. Let's see. Let's see how funny this is.
Okay.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. You know what? Maybe this episode will come out tomorrow, because it'll be easier to edit than the one where I have to remake the video from scratch, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Alright, how do I get... MAHQ have this? MAHQ might have this. That's not impossible. Yeah. Okay. We're okay.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Chris has to manually verify that I'm not a bot, so give me a second.
Okay.
It popped up and it said Chris is looking. Give it a second.
Okay.
Alright. And then we go... like this. Are you ready to guess?
Yep, I'm ready.
Alright.
Let's see.
There you go.
Oh, this is the Dougram.
This is the Dougram.
Yep.
Did someone on your end just say what?
No, someone's outside my door, but they're not talking to me.
Oh, okay.
I
I thought maybe you had someone who was really excited from off screen about Dougram.
No. But yeah, no, it just, the color, and to be fair, I've built one of these. So, of course,
well,
it was...
we just watched Dougram for Oops All Anime 2 days ago, so
Okay.
very fortunate timing.
Yeah.
I did not game the numbers. This just happened. This is a request from listener Grant, who y'all might know.
Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, and this is our titular Fang of the Sun, Dougram.
Well, isn't the group called the Fang of the Sun?
I don't know, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, well, I guess I can answer then. Yes.
Yes.
The squad that the Dougram is central to is called the Fang of the Sun.
I do love that the sete here, and this is true of multiple versions of it, has all the shines on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really cool, unique sete design. But yeah,
So this has to be an Okawara.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Dougram. From what I know, this is used by a certain rebellion group, on the planet Deloyer.
Mm-hmm.
And it is piloted by a character who...
Kryn Kashim.
Yes, isn't he related to, like, the antagonist or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the son of, like... I'm early enough and things are happening. Like, I can't tell if it's like he's just an influential rich guy or if he's like literally the governor. It's a little hard to tell from where I am.
But from what I know, basically what ends up happening is the person in charge of the planet, on behalf of Earth's military, is like, hey, we need to set up a military dictatorship here. And, kind of goes from there. Mm-hmm. Is at least
true.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so the Dougram, I presume, so I don't know its origin. Is it just like a prototype that he stole or something, or? So
it's a prototype that's being developed. One of the things about Deloyer is that there's a nebula nearby called the X-Nebula that basically acts like Minovsky particles.
Okay.
It fucks with, signals and stuff and makes it so that you can't use a lot of like more advanced long range tech. Mm-hmm. And the Dougram is developed by a local scientist as a machine that is like resistant to the X-Nebula and thus has capabilities that other combat armors do not.
Okay.
And it is gifted to Krim. I haven't gotten this far, I just know, but it's given to Krim so that he can fight the good fight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, to describe this design, starting with the head, very iconic head here. We've got the head has a large canopy on it. You have a window, made of 3 sections. You've got the section in the middle that has 2 plates of glass, one there and then one above. And then each of the sides of the head have a big, plate of glass on them. And then you have a camera with it's interesting because it's like a Mohawk camera that a Gundam would have, but it has a bit of a separation between it and the head, so it feels more like, almost like a periscope. Oh god. Sorry, potential spam calling me. Let's mute my phone. I haven't gotten a phone call in so long that I was legitimately, scared by my ringtone. Anyway. And then you have going around the back of the head, you have this little rail, just kind of attached, around the base. There's a little bit around the base of the camera that pops back, and it's just got this little it's almost like a roll bar, for a car. It does have a large antenna on the left side of the head, very thin, just going up. And then also attached to the side of the head, it has these, I don't know what weapon these would be. I don't know if these are smoke launchers or if they are, Okay, I see that this does actually have 4 smoke dischargers, so yeah, I'm assuming by default that it has smoke dischargers on the head, and they're just these
the thing you gotta remember is that this is a Takahashi anime.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's almost certainly smoke dispensers because he likes his real military kind of tactics and stuff.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's in a way a simple head, but it's very unique. Still, there are... Ironically enough, you see this kind of head more often on Western mecha, even though the Dougram's kind of the origin of this. Arguably, the reason why you see it on so many Western mecha is because a certain game called BattleTech used the Dougram in it. Yes, it is one of the unseen. It is, which one is the Dougram again? Problem is I get it and the Round Facers models mixed up. The Round Facer being the other design from this.
Yeah.
Yes, the Shadow Hawk is the one that's based on the Dougram.
Oh, sure. Yes, I do know this one.
Yep. And, especially, obviously when you look at the unseen art, it is even more apparent, That's the modern art, which they do use. It has stuck around, but you can see, in the original especially, this is art that is very clearly based on art like this.
I see. This is a Dougram half cannon.
Yes. But yeah, no. Eventually, this is the more modern art. Still keeps some elements surprisingly, but they do use it. But
they do BattleTech it up a bit to make it feel a little more distinct from this.
Yeah. MechWarrior Online also, just to shout out its design. Very, honestly, even more distinct.
Oh, sure.
It's very unique there. Basically, the main thing it keeps actually funnily is the vents. Having, like, the chest vents like that. But, this head is, like, very different because it's not a rotating head. They just built it into the torso. It's got these cool double-thumbed hands and whatnot. One of the Piranha Studio ones I actually quite like. Anyway, yeah, so I believe that probably this and some other designs from Dougram showing up in BattleTech might have influenced other Western mecha where we've seen this kind of, canopy head. And yeah, that's where it's piloted from, is on top. Then for the torso, big blocky torso, the front of it. So it's kind of interesting. You've got some blue armor that starts around the top and then kind of wraps downward. And then, you have on the front pectorals 2 red vents that are sort of closed. It looks like they would pop open. And then on the middle, you've got this like series of almost like it almost looks like a shutter. It's like a gray part that has a whole bunch of these horizontal lines on it. And the way that this blue armor, it's like layered on top of some white, well, very, dusty white armor. Looks more just white in the sete, but in the cleaner sete, but yeah. And it's got like an upper torso segment, a middle torso segment. And then it's interesting because, when we talk about a Gundam design, it still has like a separation between the waist and the torso, but it's funny because this lower torso is designed almost like a belt. It even evokes it with the colors, with having this big red square and then having like the gray wrapped around. But yeah, this like blue on top of the white there is a really interesting choice. It makes it almost feel like, it's more like an armored bib put over the top of this white armor. It's just, it's an interesting choice. I like it. It's just weird. Then moving on to the arms, for the shoulders, you've got a pauldron attached to them. The pauldron, unlike a Gundam pauldron, it doesn't protect from above. It is just armor that is bolted into the front and back, and then, a front and back plate, and then a large plate on the outside in between the, front and back parts that are attached to the shoulder. And has a upside down triangle that is yellow with a red upside down triangle within that. So simple kind of pauldron there. For the forearms, just big blocky white forearm, or big blocky white biceps for the forearms. White around the inner arm, and basically it's got white armor underneath, but then similar to how the shoulder is attached, you have this blue armor on the forearm that almost looks like it's bolted on top of like the lower arm unit there. You can see around the base of the arm, right below the joint. It's connected the same way. It has more armor on the outside, and then is not armored on the inside. And then big ol' hands, just big ol' blue hands. For the waist, the crotch piece, you've got very simple skirt setup. This might not even be meant to like look like skirts. This might still be in the era of because this is an early anime. What is this? 1981? Yeah, 1981.
Is it? Yeah, I was gonna say 82, but I think that's when it ended.
1981 to 83, apparently.
Oh right, because it's 75 episodes.
It is a 75 episode show. That's one of the reasons I haven't started it, is because I'm like, oh god, that's such a cool. It's only 15 more episodes than your typical long anime, but my brain is just like, oh, that's a lot of episodes. I'm sure I'll like it. It's Takahashi.
I'm I'm early on, but I really like it.
But yeah, so these like little front blue plates they're sort of triangular in shape. They go where the skirts would go, and I'm pretty sure on most modern designs of the Dougram they move. But of course, this could be the era where it still has the kind of Gundam boy shorts thing going on. You have these side skirts that are in gray, a bit more square. They're interesting because they actually they're a little thicker on the outside than they are on the inside. Like they, flare out a little. Just kind of an interesting shape for a side skirt. It almost feels like the reverse of what you would expect. And then for the rear part, just kind of a T shape, no rear skirts or anything, just pants basically. And then for the thighs, large white blocky parts. If you've seen an Okawara thigh, you've seen these. They're pretty simple. For the lower leg, you've got blue armor going around the leg. You have these tall knees. This is one of the things that gave it away to me immediately, is you have these tall blue knees that have more of those like roll bar cages on them, sort of similar to the one that's around the head, just popped up and going around in like an upside down U shape around the knee. And then I like that you have this like little bit of white armor below the knee, because again, it feels almost like all this blue is put on top of like a white base body.
I was watching to get some context for weaponry. With it silenced, and I was mistaken. These are missile launchers.
Oh, those are missile launchers
on the side of the head.
So, interesting. Well, because I was looking at the armaments on MHQ, mentioned the arm linear gun, 20mm chain gun ×1, and smoke discharger ×4.
Yeah, this is a bit of a problem I have with MAHQ. I don't know if this is just like Chris is writing down what was documented, right? But like you will find like they're basically, this doesn't make sense to me with the armaments it's shown to have. Let me try and find the figure.
So I have my book right here, and it does list the smoke discharger ×4 at the top. It mentions 2 20mm chain guns, the arm linear gun, which we know, the linear cannon, which I believe is the back cannon, that is optional, and then it mentions a 9 missile pod for the Yagd type.
Yes. I was surprised to not hear the missile pod mentioned, because you can see like this one has the chain gun, and this model is specifically out like
there.
Yes. Yeah. This might not be the right chain gun, right? Because this model is from
Otagaki's
a newer manga.
Yeah, this is from Otagaki, the Thunderbolt Guys manga.
Right, so he might have added this chain gun here.
Yeah, no, he definitely did.
But if so, where's the other chain gun?
Well, if you look at his head, he doesn't even add the tubes aren't hollow.
I mean, they've got the little hatches that kind of indicate that they're doors, probably.
Oh yeah,
so
it's
I think
just interesting because
he
he even redesigns that part pretty significantly.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. But it doesn't mention the 4 smoke dischargers even on this though, which is funny. On the
Oh, okay. I do apologize for, he does, as you say, he does list the 9 tube as an optional armament.
Yeah, he does list that. It's just not.
But yeah, I think maybe he labels these as smoke dischargers, which maybe they are most of the time, and it's only in this episode 1 that they're used as missile launchers.
They could be multi-function, technically. I mean,
yeah,
a tube's a
multi launchers, sure.
But yeah, like I said, the MHQ's info mostly matches the book I have, other than the amount of 20mm chain guns, where this book says 2, while MHQ says 1. And I say, I don't know where those machine guns are.
Yeah, because it is listed, as you say, as armament, not optional, so one assumes it would normally be on it.
Yeah. But again, to be fair, even though this is...
Oh. Back of the hand.
Interesting. Those aren't
because it's not
original.
You don't see it on this art here, but there is the round facer, the Soltic H8 round facer has a weapon like that I've seen it fire in the show so far, so it makes sense that the Dougram has one as well.
Okay, interesting. So that's kind of their equivalent of a Vulcan. Though it's interesting because these robots are small, I should mention. These are 10-meter robots, so they're smaller than even, like, the F-91 era ones.
This makes perfect sense, but I've just sort of fallen into, when I'm on this show, I follow your lead, and I forgot I've actually seen the show. It's Dougram, not Dougram.
Oh, is it Dougram?
I don't know why it's spelled like that. It is Dougram.
Oh. Huh.
Dougram.
Oh, okay, yeah. Huh. Dougram. I've always said Dougram.
Because it's spelled like that, but yeah, no. I mean, and it's not one of those things where, like, well, in Japanese you also would pronounce it da, but here we are.
Alright. Anyway. Our armament stuff aside, to be fair, given that this is from a 1981 show, I could totally see there being some inconsistencies. Because, as we know, Gundam has plenty of them. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on below, though, for the feet, you've got white on top. Again, very similar shape if you've seen Okuwara's mecha design. You have these large blue blocks for the soles on the bottom. And then the back of the heel does have more of these roll bar cages, though here they feel like they would be like attachment points for like a tow cable or something, which I guess they all could be, like if you were loading it onto a plane for instance or something. But yeah. And then finally for the backpack, there is an optional backpack. This is the Turbo Zac, which is it is equipped with a large linear cannon on the left side that can fold over the shoulder, which is really cool. Actually, I'm wondering if that's like one of the earlier designs to have like a folding cannon like that. Well, no, because I guess also, the now that I think about it, the Zaku cannon from MSV. Well, MSV actually, it could be, because MSV is a design series that takes place 1983, so this might actually predate, like, the Zaku cannon, so this might actually be one of the earlier shoulder cannons done by Okuwara in this way. Anyway, I just posted this art so you can see it, the way it folds over. It's quite long. It's interesting because the sete kind of makes you not realize how long it is. It looks a little weird from that angle. But yeah, you can see it folded here. Oh, and to be fair, though, if you look at the way it swings on this, the part that it connects to on the backpack, it's like at an angle, which is kind of weird, which would also attribute to, the weirdness when rotating it, because it would be pushed more forward than you would expect. Anyway, yeah, so otherwise the backpack also has more rails, a single rail added to the top, and then the backpack has lots of little tubes and stuff, and then some large thrusters on the bottom. The Turbo Zac, I should say. But Turbo Zac's a backpack. And yeah, so it's Dougram. Also one other part it has that MHQ does mention and is in my little art book here. Hang glider parts.
Yes.
Does have these hang glider
Very cool.
Parts. Which, I mean, on one hand it's a 10-meter robot, so it's like, I guess it's smaller. Dougram's so weird to think about then, because then, like, between Dougram, Dunbine, and Gundam, we've got, like, a whole gamut of, 18 meter to 10 meter to, like, 8 meter or whatever, or maybe 6 meter is, Dunbine, I can't remember, but they're also short. Just interesting, because, like, this one's still designed like the way you would expect a mobile suit to be designed, but it's also half the size. About. And, yeah, so here's also a view of the cockpit from the inside. Very detailed, view. You can see, the windows, obviously, give you good visibility all around. You don't get behind visibility.
The center console here is very fighter plane.
Yeah, very much. You've got, several little screens and lots of these, like, little light, like, little light up like button areas and stuff. So very, very much evoking a fighter jet.
Oh man, the soundtrack's cover is fucking sick.
It mentions oh hell yeah. It also, well, good thing you put that up, because it does mention that the kid has a headset that
yeah, he has to pull it up for the linear gun at least.
Yeah, it is basically a headband. You wear it over the ears, and then it's got like almost like a scouter from Dragon Ball on it, and then that little scouter's got a wire that runs into the back of the Dougram, for the presume it hooks up to the sensors and whatnot. It's pretty cool looking. I've always thought the kid's outfit is kind of dorky, but
I mean, you know,
it's like a seatbelt overall thing. It's very strange.
Yeah.
What
you know, they're fighting in the desert.
Yeah. It's just every time I've seen him, I've been like, I'm like, you look like you come from like a post-apocalyptic manga or something. Not. Which the setting is not.
I mean, you know,
but he looks like
it's not, but like in a way, close enough. You know, when you're on like a planet of like oppressed military dictatorship and you're like scrappy rebels fighting in the desert.
I love that the gun that he's got here has like an old style phone curly cable.
It's good.
It's pretty good. So yeah, what can you tell me about the Dougram? Just give me a rundown of some of its capabilities. Oh, also one other armament. Sorry, I'd be remiss to not mention it because it's a cool weapon. We've got the arm linear gun, which is a large gun that is able to slot onto the right arm, and it's pretty cool looking. It's got some scopes on the side. It's got like a large vent in the back, and then pretty large barrel at the front. I presume it's a fairly powerful gun given the way that it's talked about. Yeah. So. Yeah.
I can't tell you as much as maybe you'd like because I'm 4 episodes in and I've seen it for half an episode because they do an in media res. You'd be like, hey, don't worry, we do have a toy, we promise. But it's Takahashi and he wants to do a lot of politics before we get to the Dougram.
This makes sense.
And the politics are really good so far. But so I can tell you, yeah, the linear gun mounts on the arm. You can even see the little hard point, like the tracks on the arm for where it would mount.
Yeah.
The linear gun is kind of fun because it fires like a light blue beam, and when it hits, it's like it penetrates, and then there's kind of nothing. I've only seen him fire it once, but he fires it into the enemy, you know, the round phaser, which is basically a Zaku.
Yeah.
Fires it through the chest. It makes the hole, and then the machine just collapses, and then a second later it explodes in a column of fire. So there's like a delayed explosion on it.
Okay.
It's very cool. But yeah, one shot. It does a lot of, like, a surprising amount of, like, just doing stuff unarmed before the other, you know, like, combat armor show up. They're fighting, like, an armored train, and he's just, like, running up and punching turrets off and flipping it over with the arms of the Dougram.
Okay. They're actually using
I keep swatching between Dougram and Dougram. Apologies. But, yeah. So, but yeah, I can't unfortunately tell you much more than that, because I haven't seen it that much yet.
I could show you the early design idea for it.
I would love to see that.
Well, okay, these are not labeled, unfortunately, so I don't know for sure if this is an early idea for the Dougram or something else, but, given that it's the first one that's shown in this, and the overall similar body shape, I'm going to assume this is a prototype Dougram, even though it does have a more round head. Yeah, so a bunch of early art in this book. This version of it has a more round head. There's a bit more stylization on the chest, different vent design. It's got this large eagle emblem on the belt, and then the shoulder armor is a bit different. It's more blocky, except for it has these large plates leaning over the front. Still looks like it has similar kind of arm idea where you've got these like slotted bits of armor on the forearm. The backpack seems to possess this might be look at the way that rotates. It's another linear gun design. It's a different design for it, but still meant to be like the linear gun. And then the legs have a lot more vents going on. Feel very... This actually feels very Zaku canon now that I look at these legs, funnily enough, having like all these little slots going around, and I believe in the back of the legs. Which, to be fair, I would not be surprised if he reused some of the idea going on. I guess the back's not quite as similar as I thought, but you see what I mean with like having all the openings going around the calves and stuff.
Yeah.
The back, I couldn't remember exactly what it looks like on the back of the Zaku cannon. It's not quite. It's just smaller ones. I thought they ran down the whole length of the leg with the red thrusters, so I thought they would be similar to that, but that's fine. Anyway, yeah, so that's one of the early ones. There's a couple other weird early takes in here that I have to still imagine are the Dougram, just because of their designs. These three here. You get one in gun cannon-ass colors. Still kind of a similar layout where you've got like the same kind of shoulder armor. Okay, yeah, and that's the one from the first page. It's a different take on it, but like the head, the shoulders, etc., and the legs are the same. It's just a different waist part and doesn't have the eagle at the belt area. And then you have this one, which has a very different head. Much more standard kind of mecha head there. Then a few more early examples just to show them off. One of these has a really wild head. The one on the left there, bottom.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like very tall, and it's got like it still has like the 3 glass panes on it. It's just weirdly set up. These though, you could start to see the shape of them, the final Dougram coming into place, like the shoulder armor, the chest, overall shape, etc. Just kind of fun. And then finally, one of these is just an early round facer. I do know that. I could just tell from the design on the left. That's definitely the earlier round facer. But on the right, that's probably another Doug. Sorry, Dag. Dog. See, this is the problem with it being Dougram, is my brain wants to call it the Doug because it looked
Doug feels good.
Dougram feels good. This one's got a very tiny little gun, which is very funny to me. Any other early ones?
It's cute.
No, okay, so that seems to be most of them. Though, funnily enough, I do have a variant I can talk about with this. Which comes up... Ooh. Let me see. I think it's in...
I mean, there are a couple of Dougram variants. Which one did you have in mind?
The one I wanted to talk about was just a recolor of this one.
Ah, okay.
Well, it has a couple of design differences, but it's not significant. Hold on one moment. I'm trying to find Okuwara's art of it, because he does have art of it in one of his books. This is actually where it originally comes from, I believe, is this art right here. And this is, funnily enough, I own the high metal R of this, the Dougram Real type colors.
Ah.
Or Dougram. And let me find the high metal R Dougram Real type. They did a 40th anniversary thing for this as well. It came with like a full illustration by Okuwara, which was kind of cool. Let me pull that up. You can tell it's a more modern illustration by him. But I got this when, at a time period where shipping from Japan was not a nightmare. Just give me one moment to pull up. It's so funny because you can tell by the art style that this is not, old Okuwara art here, especially when you have them next to each other. But he finally did do like a full body design for this here. And it does have some differences that are noticeable.
I do really like the colors.
So some differences of note include you've got some spotlights added on the right side of the torso. You've also got the vents now have like a vertical cover over them. The midsection's pretty different. It doesn't have like the little shutter area, and then the armor is a bit more layered. It's got these like little like bumps on it.
So it's kind of like stamped steel kind of look.
Mm-hmm. Same with like the waist area for the belt. Instead of having the red belt thing, it just has like a panel line square going around the back. It also has the area between the upper and lower torso. You have like a bunch of these like it looks more like collapsible
like accordion.
It's more accordioned, so you can imagine it doing its like torso movements a bit better. The shoulder armor, one of my favorite changes. I love the shape of the base of the shoulder armor here, where it adds these like 3 little dinguses coming out of it towards the outside. I like the way they look though on the shoulder armor.
It's interesting.
And then a lot of it is just more detail though, stuff like the waist having these extra cuts in the skirt, and then a lot of color changes and added panel lines, such as these ones on the lower like little white area below the knees or on the tops of the feet. I have this though. It's a very cool little figure. And it was one of the first Dougram things I got because I got it for pretty cheap, and I was happy about that. Oh, also,
I like that.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna mention. I didn't mention we brought it up, but we didn't really talk about the 9-tube missile launcher. I mean, it's a 9-tube missile launcher. It is 8 tubes in a circle with one in, or is it 9 in the circle and then the middle is like just like a area where it spins? Or let's see. 1, 2, 3.
No, it's 8. It's 8 around the edge.
Okay, it's 8 around the edge and 1
in
in the middle then. Okay, yeah. Couldn't tell for sure. And it's attached to the side of the head, which is such a strange place for it. But it is attached to the head, not to like the back.
I think it's kind of more attached to the back just next to the head though, right?
No, it's attached to the head. When you rotate the head, it rotates.
Huh, interesting. I guess that makes it easier to aim. That makes sense.
Yeah. It goes in place of one of the. Again, this is another reason why I assume these are the 4 smoke dischargers, because there's 4 of the tubes here. You replace that part with it.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. It's a weird one, but it does give it more mobility than you would expect because, as you said, it moves with the head, so you can actually see it here, kind of funnily enough. The head is turned, and it's not clipping with the backpack or anything. Because, I mean, the backpack has a bit more clearance than the head there. And then it can rotate up and down on that, so.
You're going to make that backpack awful warm with the backblast, but,
Yeah, it's fine.
It'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be okay.
Anyway, I think this design's a pretty cool one, though. I do like the design of the real type colors a lot. Not to.
I think it's pretty funny that the all the prototype art was 1-7 and now the real type is 0-7.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other addition, this is a minor thing that I personally like, is on the linear gun. You'll notice it has these extra cables on it, which I think is fun.
Yeah, leading back to an E-Pack, obviously not. They probably don't call it an E-Pack, but here we are.
Yeah, I kind of always assumed it was still a solid weapon, but I now that you described it, I don't know.
I mean, it's a light blue beam. I don't think so.
Okay.
But who knows? Maybe that's just how they're illustrating it.
Yeah. And yeah, so that one's like a weird side variant that doesn't show up in anything. What other variants of the Dougram do we have?
You say this, actually this is a different machine. Interesting. So that you posted the real type. Here's the Dougram original type. Apologies for the small art, but thank you, Chris, for having it.
Oh. And
the colors are, it has the 0-7, and the colors are pretty real type, but the design is a little different, and the weapon is very different.
Yeah. Oh, I have not seen this one. Okay. What's the source for this, out of curiosity? I'm going on to MHQ. Oh, is it just...
This is Dougram Variations.
Okay, yeah. Dougram Mechanical World?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, so I kind of dig this one also. Yeah, this one's more grayscale than green. But does have these spotlights over the right side of the torso. Now the vents have an even like one extra of these little covers over them, which is fun. It doesn't have the actual little shoulder like little base of the shoulder parts. Honestly, the rest of it is pretty similar to the Dougram. Oh, you get some deeper cuts in the armor on the leg there, and some extra holes in the armor right above the foot, which almost kind of resembles like the RX-78-1 to me, because the RX-78-1's ankle armor does this, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sort of like night visor look.
Yeah, and then, as you mentioned, though, this is a weird gun, so it's a gun with a cable running from the handles, presumably into, like, the backpack or something, and it's got this, like, big energy charger. I wonder if this is meant to be, like, a prototype of the linear gun, because given the way it's, like, powered, and I wonder if, like, the idea is, like, maybe the linear gun's, like, a more improved mobile version of it, because it just attaches to the wrist, instead of being a clunky gun with, like, a, you know, having to have the cable at the handle and stuff. It's really cool looking. You've got this, like, large cylinder with a bunch of these, like, glowing yellow parts in them is what it feels like it would be. It might just be paint, but my brain reads that as, like, oh, that's glowing. Same with...
it's a fucking Metroid Prime looking cylinder.
Yeah. Then, it's got, like, this kind of weird... It's not really a foregrip. It's just got, like, this chunk of metal going down and then a little wedge going forward below the barrel of the gun. It's weird looking, but I like the gun, actually. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I also, much like on the real type, I love the having the more, like, orange/yellow window colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so what other types do we have from this? I do have it open, but I'll let you lead.
Next we have the desert type. I will say for all of these, all that we have here is just
Names.
This is the name of the machine and, you know, the designer. We don't really have armaments or anything, so we can't really go into detail on that. I will say it is nice on this one. You can see the guns here on the hand.
I was gonna also say, to be fair, it's very funny. The Dougram is like one of the only designs in like combat armors in the series that doesn't have a model number.
Yeah, it's true.
The rest all do, but the Dougram's just the Dougram. Yeah, this one, I like that it's got, like, the black on, like, a darker color around the head, just very starkly contrasting the rest of it. It does have that darker color on the arms and the side skirts and the feet, but, like, it just also being the whole head is just in this, like, dark brown is really cool. A lot of it is pretty similar. You've got more decals going on. It does have, like, this little grated vent that is a little different on the like upper torso area, on the bottom of the upper torso, I should say. Otherwise, though, not really much changes other than the colors here, but presumably it's got some desert proofing and stuff going on.
Yeah. One would hope.
It looks like the joint might be more covered, though. Actually, no, the joints are always covered on the Dougram, funnily. I was gonna say, because I was like, wait, I built this, and yeah. There's another version of the design we'll talk about also, but let's cover all the old stuff first.
Okay. Here is the Dougram mass production type.
Oh, look at this guy. I love this, like, weird blue it's molded in. That's funny.
Yeah, this sort of, like, turquoise almost.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one, because, like, the camera angle is moved a little differently than Okawara's normal angle for drawing these. It almost makes it feel like kind of a chubbier Dougram because of that.
It does.
Like, the head is looked down a little more, this upper torso is a bit lower, and then, you know, the legs feel a little shorter. It's funny because it feels a little stubbier, but I guess that's appropriate for a mass production machine. You know, otherwise the parts all resemble the final Dougram design in what it's doing. It's just a stubbier, almost like oxidized copper look to it.
Oh, sure.
The other thing I was thinking of, because I was thinking of the Statue of Liberty, and I'm just like, oh god, it's just oxidized copper all over this thing. But yeah, it's neat. It's just funny because, again, it's so stubby looking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it really changes anything, but it doesn't really. Like, all the details match up where, like, panel lines are and whatnot. It's just...
Feels like the chest, like, grading look is maybe a little bigger,
taller,
but that also could just be perspective.
But yeah, it's hard to tell because we're looking at it from, like, again, it's like if you have the imaginary camera that you're drawing these from the focal point of, it feels like this camera went up a little for this design. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can see them next to each other here, so you can see the different perspective going on. But is it a different perspective, or is it just a shorter, squatter guy from the same perspective? Who can say?
I hope it's the latter, but I don't know.
Yeah, who can say? That's a funny guy, though.
And then I think the last one from here on MAHQ is going to be the heavy weapon type.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy weapons type, excuse me. Which, yeah, you know, if you didn't know before that this was Okawara and Takahashi, here you go.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Okay, so what do we get additional of? The missile launcher is still a 9-tube one, but it seems like it would be for larger missiles given the square boxy design.
Mm-hmm. It's more, yeah.
You've got on the undersides of the torso 2-tube missile launchers on either side, like underneath the
They feel
arm.
very Votoms to me.
Yeah. Especially because, like, in Gundam and whatnot, you usually don't get guns underneath like this. You know, you'll have things like the F-91 pulling the guns under, but you never have, like, rockets or missiles strapped underneath, like, but in Votoms you'll get, like, the guns that poke out from the backpack, or on here, these are just kind of put in there, you know. Yeah, you can see it there. Then the shoulders have these little... They almost look like mini linear guns attached to them, like similar to the wrist ones, but just smaller. The armor on the left forearm looks like it's been reinforced.
It's silly.
Yeah.
Is that what you think? I think it looks like a 5-tube missile launcher to me.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird. It's got these holes in it. And then on the legs, you have some 4-tube missile launchers, very similar to like the 3-tube ones on the Zaku 2. Kind of attached to basically the same area as well. I mean, it's just a box with the 4 in there, so yeah.
It's kind of silly looking.
Yeah, it's a little goofy, but it's fun. It's really funny that none of the Dougram books, because I have like the Dougram Memorial book, I have Fang of the Sun Dougram the Comprehensive, and none of them have any of these like these MSV sort of variants, which is funny. I'm double checking through them right now, but I mean, it's interesting because you would think that these would pop up in these books, but maybe not. They're very focused on the show. But then again, a lot of these same books that are focused on the show for Gundam or even for like Dunbine will have other side things in there. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. This is a copy of the book that those designs that we were just looking at all came from. That's fun. I was wondering what this book was. Does actually have some higher quality art for them, so that's fun. Okay. Doesn't have all of them. It only has the Desert Dougram and the mass production type. It doesn't have the heavy weapons or the I don't even remember what the other one we looked at was called now. The original type, maybe? Was it? Yeah, original type.
Yes. Yes.
So it doesn't have those. Interesting. And then yeah, no, I'm just digging through these books.
I fucking love this. Oh. Sorry. I fucked up. I accidentally used my scroll wheel and fucked up the camera. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. I absolutely love this figure of the hang glider.
Oh. Yeah!
That's so good.
Alright. So, the other version of the Dougram we can talk about, it's a little bit of a weird one, but it should be brought up. So you brought up the manga from earlier, and it's by Otagaki, so it has a significantly different design. Give me one moment, I'm pulling up. So Wave has been doing models from this, or was it Wave? No. Who did the model? Oh, was it Max Factory? Yes, Combat Armors Max. Right?
Yes, yes, I have some of these pulled up, so I guess we might be.
I was gonna pull them up. These are usually called the version GT or Get Truth, because that's the manga, which is named after a line from the show. So
It's the like, do you think you will survive? It's not justice. I want to get truth.
So I'm using Schizophonics website just to pull this up, just to get the pictures. But as you can see, I mean, it is a redesign that has... I mean, it's interesting because it stays... Compared to his Gundam redesigns, it stays mostly true to the original. Though I would also argue that Dougram's got a lot more of his aesthetics going on. There are still some significant changes, though. So, first of all, with the head, we have a lot more visible venting going on. As you go down to the torso... you get these extra like little rivets on the vent, the little vent covers. The shoulder armor feels a little larger, and of course you get more details on them, in the form of these like little extra bits of metal that are like embossed on it. You get more of those on the forearm parts as well. And then for the side skirts, they almost look, they're very different. They've got this like very strange look to them. This one actually runs with the shorts idea, by the way. This one is fully in on it. No skirt at all. It's just a solid piece for the for like the front and the back of the waist, both. But yeah, these side skirts have like these like double square parts on them, which is interesting. And I guess actually, and then moving on though, the legs are pretty much the same. The backpack is a little different. It still has the roll cage on it. The linear gun feels bigger here, though. Again, that could just be stylization difference. And unlike Okawara's design, it does put the missile launcher on the backpack there. Otagaki apparently did not want to put that on the head, which I just find that interesting. That is one change he makes. And you can actually see that because of that, this one, it actually can keep the little launchers on the sides of the head there.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, it's not like a significantly different departure, but I did want to talk about it just because, it's fun to show the listeners these things. And, you can see there's the Max Factory normal version and then the Get Truth version next to each other. So it's a lot of proportion changes and detail differences. Overall, it's the same design, but felt important to talk about.
What imagines it probably also has that minigun on the arm we were talking about earlier, right?
That's one of the extra weapons it has. The original version of the design did not come with that, though. It just came with the backpack with the missile launcher and the linear gun.
Yeah, this is from the the Get Truth DX Complete Ver has the minigun.
Oh, yes, I see it right here, yeah. What else does that have? Oh, that one also changes the linear gun's design. Pretty significantly.
Oh, you're right, it does.
It's fucking thick on this one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Just to put it next to our current one. Look at that linear gun. Funnily, this model is a...
oh, it's very funny. I thought you meant the other linear gun.
No.
Which also has changed.
Now, admittedly, this is a funny thing to compare, because this model is actually a sort of a master grade, so that's why it has a lot of other extra details. Because it's a 1/35th scale, not a 1/72nd scale. So,
gotcha.
Just to get a more direct comparison of them together, you can see that this has even more like added panel lines and little like rivets and stuff all over it, which is kind of funny. But I mean, I guess, if you're making a model that is almost double in size of the original,
it's fucking cool though.
It does look nice. Yeah, no. Yes, sorry. He got this after he got the smoke machine, so I have to show Schizophonic's awesome photography here. I love it.
That's very good.
I love whenever he uses the smoke machine with his models. Trying to see if he has them. Oh my god. I said double in size, but I guess it's a bit more than double because it's 1/72nd and 1/35th. Jesus. It feels gigantic.
Wow, that's big. Yeah.
If shipping from Japan wasn't such a... Oh, yeah, this is perfect grade size. Just straight up, because,
Damn.
now that I see it, here it is with the perfect grade Exia, or, 00.
Huh.
So, it's big. How much did this retail for, out of curiosity? This was honestly not too bad. For the complete, it's 21,780 yen, which, especially right now, is still terrible. Like, in terms of Japan's poor economy right now to US dollar. That is $136, which isn't bad for something that huge, honestly. And if you wanted it without the complete parts, which I assume is like the backpack and all the pilot figures, or not the backpack, the minigun and the pilot figures and stuff, that was even less. That was only 13,200 yen.
Not terrible.
No, that would be
not cheap, but
yeah. But I mean, for a
reasonable.
Perfect grade size thing from a company that's not
Yeah.
Bandai, that's extremely good.
Yeah.
One other version of this Get Truth design that I need to share. Whoops. Oh, it like copied the link and not the image. Interesting. Let me try that again. There we go. The cutter arm. Look at that.
Huh.
Yeah. Alternate arm parts. I don't know the backstory behind it having these. I don't know if Get Truth has any translations at all, if I'm being honest.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just like a weird construction arm that I assume is, given how different the armor is on it and whatnot, other than like the elbow part, I think this is just a temporary fit onto it for... I'm sure Otogaki came up with some reason to do it.
Yeah, sure. It loses its arm at one point, and they have to use that for a bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Many such cases.
But yeah, it's a really cool design. Not my favorite Get Truth design. We're not getting into it because it would take too long to talk about like the other variation, like the other combat armors. But my favorite one from Get Truth is the Bigfoot here. This specific one.
The colors are so
I
good.
love these colors, and it has one of my favorite weapons because I wish more things had this. Also, just to compare it. The original colors are no slouch either, but going with the neon pink for the glass is the thing that really helps it stand out.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite elements of this Ver GT version of the design, though, is I love this wrist blade that it comes with, that attaches to the hardpoint on the arm. It's just one that goes with the length of the arm, which are my favorite kind of weapons. I like weapons that run with the length of the arm a lot. Not my favorite, but it's a kind of melee weapon I really like. And you don't actually get very many of them, even though it's interesting, right? Because it's like you get Katars and Pada, which are weapons from India that are... The Katar is more like a punch knife, which do exist in the West as well, in different forms. And then the Pada is like the more long sword version of that. Typically for swords and bladed weapons like that, in a lot of Western things, you get either pistol grip swords that are used for like dueling, like sport fencing, or like... one fictional example I could think of is Count Dooku's lightsaber is designed to be held in a way that it actually runs with the length of the arm when you're holding it properly. That's like the one other example I could think of, which is why Count Dooku's lightsaber is really cool in my opinion. That lightsaber that they didn't take away from him after he left the Jedi Council.
You should keep it. You're still one of us.
I mean, I guess they did think that. They did think that the whole time.
They did think that. There is one more. So two things, I guess. One is, Grant, since you requested the Dougram, I'm just gonna put like more combat armors under your entry. unless you message me and say, hey, don't do that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, put this under your name.
Okay.
So we can talk about more of these on another roll. And we do have one more Dougram design to talk about. I will note, this is one we're not really going to talk about because it's not really a design. But for the anniversary, they did do sort of like a fucking like battle worn version with a really cool paint
look
job.
at that. Oh, well, there is... I am sorry, this is my bad. There is one version of it we can talk about, kind of, a Dougram variation that is a very goofy one that exists in illustration form.
Oh?
So, it's more like Dougram? Gundam? Dougram? It's a, fun little piece by Okawara that is kind of fusing Dougram and Gundam aspects together.
And then giving it a Gan saber.
Yeah. It's got this big blocky shield. You've got, the skirts are much more like the Gundam with the big yellow parts and whatnot. But then for the chest, it's got the vents, but then they have these covers over them. It's a very weird design. I don't know what the context for him drawing this was. But people...
I think it's fun that it exists. I don't like it very much.
It's got a V-fin also with the way he did the antenna. I just realized that's why it's got them like that.
But they look like beam projectors almost.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
No.
But they almost look like they're little blades coming out. Which actually, hang on. Why is there no Gundam where their V-fin is like two little beam sabers?
Well, you say that.
I do.
The beginning Gundam. They're not beam sabers, but it does have the beam head crest. Because when it fires the Vulcans, it instead fires them.
Oh, you're right. I've never looked that closely at the beginning Gundam. Yep. Huh. Yep. Listen, that's tight.
Yeah.
The beginning Gundam is a surprisingly cool design in many ways. Mm-hmm.
Weird design because it's a design by Atsushi Shigeta originally. Who, did all the cleanup for Turn A Gundam, and he has a very detailed style, which it doesn't come across in the Sete. I still wish we had his original art, because I can see it when I look at the way that the detail is simplified. I can see it when I think about Shigeta's art for Turn A and whatnot, and I believe he did some art for Brain Powered. He didn't do the designs, but he did art for it. Anyway, yeah, that Dougram though for the 40th, I love that paint job. The chipped paint looks so good. And that's got, it's really cool. I like that they, even though it's got the chipped paint, they kind of go with a metallic look for it. It's not completely dull for the blue here. Mm-hmm. It's just it's so good looking.
And then we have one more actual variant, which, as far as I'm aware, only exists in figure form. But this is the anti-aircraft pack-mounted type.
Oh, okay.
Which has a big pair of anti-aircraft... Whoop, don't do the tilty.
Oh, that's fun. I like these. I like these edgy colors. The black and red looks great. With
what
the
I
green,
really love
too.
Is there's an element of the backpack. These big ammo drums with the handles look so good.
Having the extra step of having the handles for yanking them out of the slot there or putting new ones in is so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, no, this is a cool design. Love that they look like verniers, but no, they're just giant backblast parts for the anti-aircraft guns, presumably. Given that it would just be firing them I presume they would just fire flat cannons, where they just kind of thump, 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 thump.
One would imagine. Yeah, I guess that's the other part of this mount setup, is there'd be room for them to reciprocate.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. The way this is mounted, you could see that it would probably has a... I don't know what you would use for the tension there. Could still be springs, honestly, even because... it's big. You can make big springs, though. I would know. I remember that the reason our garage at home for many years was broken is it had a weird spring that snapped, and it wasn't broken for years. It was broken for almost a year, because the landlord was a pain about, oh no, I don't want you all to fix it. Also, I'm not going to fix it. He didn't say that, but
cool.
But
yeah, no, you know,
but you
subtext.
That's how landlords are.
Oh yes.
But yeah, no. But I remember it was like a giant spring that like had snapped that like was on the like little upper area. But yeah.
And then we're not talking about this, but I saw it and I just have to mention, well, maybe we'll get to do it some other time when it gets actually rolled. But I love the way the Bushman just looks like it's gritting its teeth.
It does. It's funny.
It's very good.
Lots of weird guys in this show. Funnily, when I looked up the springs for a garage door, it was really funny that I have noticed that this is the common thing with, you know, when you need to get this repaired. Generally, it's just breakage where it just snaps at some point with the safety spring.
Sure.
But anyway, all right. Well, with that, 6. Where can people find you and your work?
You can find me on Blue Sky, first of all, 6.scanlinemedia.com if you want to message me on there. You can also find me on my work on scanlinemedia.com or patreon.com/scanlinemedia. And, of course, you can talk to us over on the Scanline Media Discord, a great place to make requests or add comments or, you know, whatever. We would love to hear from you. You know, we have some fun conversations on there. It's a good time. Post whatever kit you're working on.
Yeah.
Dylan, what about you?
I'm on Blue Sky at Low Poly Robot, and mostly just post games or other random things I am doing. What have I done recently? I was playing a PC 98 JRPG called L Shark. Just enjoying my time through it, posting occasional snippets from the game or from its manual, since the manual, it has a nice like full color little like character guide and stuff, so I was posting that stuff there. I did end up also playing, I didn't post very much of it because I've really enjoyed it, but my brain's like, I don't want to spoil people on it, and I think everyone should play it themselves. I did play, it's awkward because it has a different name than the anime versus the game, but it's Needy Girl Overdose / Needy Streamer Overload, which I think the game is Needy Streamer Overload. The anime that just aired is Needy Girl Overdose. And I really like it. It made me feel rough enough that after doing 3 endings, I took a break because I mentally was unable to keep playing.
Isn't it like horror?
It is not horror? Well, I mean, depends on how you define horror. You know, just to share a thing that I assumed it was a VN because of how people talked about it, and it turns out it is not. It is much more of a management game. The simplest, the most basic version I'll put of it is the premise of the game is your girlfriend moved in with you and doesn't want to get a normal job and is, you know, mentally ill in the way that many of us are, is like, I'm scared of people, adults piss me off, I'm stupid, but I want everyone to fawn over me, and I want to make money. So she becomes like a streamer idol.
Okay.
Yeah. I posted that bit of the game because I was like, oh, yeah, same. It's like, she says this to you in the instant message because that's how you talk interfaces, mostly through the computer. She says, because I have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, I don't want to go out, I don't want to get a proper job, I'm scared of other people, adults piss me off, and I'm stupid, but I want everyone to fawn over me. And I'm like, same.
You lose me on the last bit. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't fawn over me.
My favorite thing is you have to choose what she does during the day, which means you can do such horrifying things as vanity searching to see what people are saying about her, which, as you see, increases her mental darkness and decreases her affection for you, because it's an evil game, because in a way, because you are having to give her ideas for streams, so you make her do things. And again, the downtime can be spent doing things like post on a Chan board or whatever. And hey, maybe it'll give you an idea for a stream, even though it'll also increase your stress and mental darkness level. It's a lot. It's very online in a way that feels incredibly relatable. Hence why playing it for too long made me feel bad, but in a way that I really liked, because I like when art makes me feel things. Even if that thing it makes me feel is like a level of existential dread where I'm like, okay, I need to take a break now. And I know that there are way weirder things that can go on in the game. I got some of the more fairly mundane endings. I think it's a really, really, really cool game that I'm kind of glad that I didn't know much about it going in. So that's why, I was like, I'm not going to post too much about it. And then there's the anime coming out. Though funnily, the anime does the brave thing of basically assuming you already knew what went on in the game, and it's just like, fuck it, we're doing our own thing, which is really funny to me. But I really like I watched the first episode of the anime, and then I asked a friend of the show, Emmeline, I was like, hey, should I play the game? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay. And then I did. Anyway, that's my big recommendation.
You gotta give Emmeline. Emmeline has a really good sense of like, there'll be times where like Emmeline is talking a thing up, and I'm like, hey, should I check this out? And they were like, you would not like it. Like, they have a very good sense. They're not just like, oh, I liked it, you would like it. They have a good sense of your taste as well.
Yeah.
And
well, unfortunately, this game is extremely hitting me in parts of my brain where I'm like, oh no. One of the things that you can have happen is if she gets too stressed and you do certain events, she can have a breakdown stream, which is to say, goes on stream and has a breakdown. Now, is that a good thing to do? Well, it gets you a lot more followers than talking about video games or anime does. Just like the conspiracy theory streams also do, get you way more followers. And that's the thing, is eventually it's like, oh fuck, we have to pay rent. We need a lot of super chats, so do we want to try to get up to a certain amount of followers? Does that mean I'm going to start doing stressful and fucked up things that are bad for me? Because it's the only way I'll be able to, like, make enough money to not get, like, evicted or whatever? And that's... it's a stressful game.
It doesn't sound like it's for me, but it sounds cool and well-made.
It is, again, hitting me in all the parts of my brain that I'm just like, parts of me go, Ame, the main character, or OMG Kawaii Angel, as her streamer name is.
Sure.
Well, also when she's streaming, you have to monitor the chat, and you can reduce her stress by removing comments, and the comments feel very realistic to what you see in a stream chat. So, there's that.
Yeah. This all sounds like stuff I don't want to experience extracurricularly, is the thing.
Yeah, it makes me feel less alone in the world when I'm just like, because Ame in some ways is deranged and awful in some ways. And in some ways she's saying things I'm like, she's just right, though. She is correct. Because one of the other fun things is whenever you do a stream or like have a day pass, she'll post on social media, and you'll see her post from her idol account, and then there's her private account where seemingly you're the only person following it. So she'll be like, just know that it's really good that we're, we're being very, like, encouraging the parasocial, and then immediately on the alt account is like, okay, but I will shit talk them over here, but it's okay, because they don't know about that, and even if they did, it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. This is how life is, it's fine. And I'm like, on one hand, you're kind of rotten, on the other hand, I totally understand, so, especially when you're trying to appeal to a bunch of sweaty otaku nerds. So it's like, I get it.
Sure.
Sorry. I didn't mean to gush about the game for so long. I really enjoyed my time with it thus far, even if it also hurts me. So yeah. Anyway, that's my big recommendation for that game. Other than that, though, All Shark, pretty normal JRPG. You have a cool ship, and you fly around on planets. That's the whole reason I was playing it, is because I was like, hey, I can fly around and go to different planets. They're really small, but the thing is, I don't care if the planet's the size of a planet. I would rather have small, focused, little interesting planets, even if they're essentially just dungeons, than, say, certain companies' other games. That are really annoying and are like, hey, we're just gonna proc gen a world. It's funny that I could be talking about multiple games, but I'm thinking of a specific one. But yeah, we're gonna just proc gen an endless world for you. It'll be fun. And then it's not fun. And no one liked it.
Oh, damn. I hate it when no one likes a thing.
Yeah. Look, sometimes the company deserves it. Even if they've made some output that I like. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. With that.
Okay, well, next time... oh, boy. That was a... Okay, let me try that again. Until next time, folks. Not justice, I want truth.
Peace.
It's been a while since I actually did my fucking job at the end of a show.
Yeah. We've kind of, improvised a lot of these rather than doing the end quote. Oh, wait. Let me stop recording.